Hi there, welcome to my kitchen. I'm always looking for ways to improve, ways to shorten the amount of time it takes me to do things and to improve quality in my kitchen. And my wife actually came up with this idea while we were washing dishes the other day. She said, you know, I think that it will actually take us a shorter amount of time to wash the dishes if we use one-piece flow in our dishwashing process. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to test it out. We're going to run a couple of different scenarios. I'm going to run a full batch type of a dishwashing system. Then I'm going to try kind of a hybrid. It's really the way we had been washing dishes for a long time. And then I'm going to move all the way to the other end of the spectrum, which is a full one-piece flow dishwashing process. And that includes washing the dishes, rinsing them, drying them, and putting them away, all of those different things. Now, one thing about my kitchen, I have reorganized my kitchen into cooking cells instead of having a traditional functional layout like I think most of us grew up with all the utensils in one drawer and all of the skillets or pans in another place and all of the bowls in another place. I've created little lean cells in the kitchen for each of the different meal families that we cook. So we're going to see how this works. Let me show you my setup. I've got the sink full of water. I'm going to start this process with a sink already full of soapy water. You could do your own experiment starting from some other place. And then these are the dishes that I'm going to use to wash today. I want to have a standard set of dishes that I'm going to wash. And so this is what I'm going to wash, 3 plates and 2 mugs. And I've got some things that go away in the cabinets in the same location. Some of them have similar parts, like I've got my coffee mug that has a lid along with it. And so I want to test all of these out. Of course, these are not dirty dishes, but I'm going to simulate washing them. So we're going to use a metronome to standardize the washing process because, of course, in a real dishwashing process, there's going to be a lot of variability in terms of how dirty the dish is and how much scrubbing or rubbing it takes to clean that dish. And so I'm going to standardize the washing process to 4 seconds per item. And that'll eliminate that as a variable. Everything else is going to be as it is. So however long it takes me to rinse soap off of dishes or soap off of my hands, however long it takes to dry the item and get it put back in the cabinet where it belongs is however long it's going to take. And so we're just going to see which way is best. Let's give it a try. Okay, it looks like 6 minutes, 14 seconds. So somewhere around 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 14 seconds in there. That's for full batch. Now I'm gonna reset I'm going to do the process again, but this time I'm going to do it kind of in a modified one-piece flow or modified batch type process, which this next process that you're going to see is how we really were washing our dishes. So let's check this one out. All right, let's give this a run. All right, so that run was right at about 5 minutes. It says 5 minutes and 2 seconds. So the first run was around 6 minutes. The next run around 5 minutes for like a modified one-piece flow. Now I'm going to do full one-piece flow. Now this may seem a little crazy, but what I'm going to do is take one dish, one dish, one utensil. I'm going to wash it. I'm going to rinse it. I'm going to dry it. I'm going to put it away, and then I will wash the very next one. So, got nothing to lose, let's give it a try. Alright, so here's the setup. I'm going to have a towel on my shoulder so that I can do all of my drying while I'm walking to put whatever item it is away. I think in this experiment what I'll actually do is I will turn on and turn off of the water to rinse, which is an extra step. And so I know that this will be kind of a worst case one-piece flow process. It will save water this way, but I know that I could actually make it shorter by not turning on and off the water and just letting it run the whole time. But let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm a little bit shocked myself. 4 minutes, 15 seconds. So it was 6 minutes, 15 seconds, just call it 6 minutes for doing a full batch type of system. The way we had been washing dishes took about 5 minutes for kind of a hybrid batch one-piece flow, full one-piece flow. And that includes washing one fork, rinsing one fork, drying one fork, putting one fork away, picking up a spoon, washing one spoon, rinsing one spoon, drying one spoon, putting one spoon away, which sounds crazy. 4 minutes, 15 seconds, and that's with turning on and off the water every time to rinse. So huge time savings. This is the way that we are going to wash our dishes from now on. So why did one-piece flow work? I think there are several reasons. Of course, the obvious one is that there are fewer pickups and put downs. Instead of in a batch system, you're picking everything up and putting it down multiple times. When I do one-piece flow, I just hold the item in my hand and I do everything that I need to without picking it up and putting it down, except for once at the beginning and once at the end. So there's a lot of savings there. That's where really most of the savings comes in. But there's other savings in a one-piece flow process that has to do with respect for people and has to do with the mind of the person that's doing the work. One thing that I found in this process that I was doing is it made me think more. When I was doing one-piece flow, it kept my mind engaged. Instead of in a batch process, it's like wash, 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 rinse, 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 and then your mind kind of shuts off. When you do a one-piece flow process, you're constantly doing one task, another task, another task, and your mind has to be nimble to be able to flip between those activities. Does that mean that you need to be a really smart person to use a one-piece flow process to wash dishes? I don't think so. I think it just engages the mind more. It uses the intellect that we already have to be able to do this task better. The other thing that happened was I gained a few economies by doing some value-added work while I was walking. So as an example, while I was walking, I would be drying the item as I was taking it to where it needed to go. I had plenty of dexterity to be able to do that because I had one hand with the item in it, one hand with the towel, and then I could walk at the same time. So that worked out just fine. The other thing that I think is really neat about a one-piece flow process is that it makes the waste really obvious. So I knew what sort of time I was up against, and I knew that when I walked to a cabinet to put an item away, I was gonna have to turn around and walk back to start the process all over again. Now I didn't run. You probably couldn't see all of the steps that I was doing, but I was walking at a consistent pace. But what it made my mind to do was think about, what am I going to do next? And so while I was drying the item and putting it away, I was also thinking, what's the next item I'm going to pick up and how am I going to get that item into my hand? So while I walked back, I'd make sure I took a path so that I could grab that next item and begin washing it right away. So I think that one of the things that makes this one-piece flow process work is that it engages the operator's mind so that they are thinking while they're working. We don't want our operators to shut their brains off while they work. All right, now you might not agree with me. You might see my video and see all kinds of ways that maybe you think that I staged it or I faked it or that I manipulated the process somehow to make it come out in my favor. This is what I'm going to ask you to do. Try it. Give it a try. Do an experiment on your own. See what works. Do full batch. Do full one-piece flow. Do full one-piece flow. Don't give up on it. Give it a try and see what actually works. Always experiment and then use the results from the experiment to inform your actions.